right, so you guys do mostly what? Hosted PBX, contact center, or do both? Okay. Do you know much about 8x8 at all?
I've had experience with 8x8
In the past, that's what we keep hearing.
What size?
My company.
Your company? Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, how was that? I guess. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. That's all. We're on record, so you don't say anymore. I get it. So we've been hearing that a lot from the other partners here today, and it's so different now. It really is. I've been with the company off and on for 9 years. So I started off when we went public, and then started doing the SMB space that Andrew was talking about, the IBB space. And back then it was very transactional. And we weren't looking at their connectivity or their WAN, so we were just selling it because it was easy and small, right? So now what we're doing though is we do a network assessment test for every single location before we deploy. I bring my sales engineer, we didn't have sales engineers back then, so I bring someone like Jamal into the mix as we were talking to you and your customer for the opportunity. We put the solution together and we'll ensure that they do a network assessment test, and we'll work with them if there's something on the WAN that's not right, there's some congestion or whatnot, we'll work with them to resolve that before we deploy. And unlike before, we also have deployment teams in place now where we will handle the entire process for your customer. So we will, as soon as we close an opportunity with you, Jamal does the handoff to our deployment team. We bring in a deployment manager, a project engineer, and we handle them for at least 90 days. So we'll do everything from configurations of their auto attendant, their IVR, we'll work with them on the call flow. Everything comes pre-configured to their location, and we provide Polycoms and some Cisco phones. And we'll do virtual training with them as well. We can do some on-site training if needed. We bring in professional services if needed. But we handle for at least 90 days, and then only then, if everything's warm and fuzzy, will we do the handoff to, they get like an assigned technical account manager who will help them through the entire process after the fact.
So how has that helped your guys? You used to have a ratio of successful installs to non. That was your dropout ratio is pretty high.
Yeah, we have extremely low.
Our churn was amazingly low. It's been between 0.5% and 1% for the last 2 quarters.
When did you implement this new plan?
The deployment team.
It's probably 2 years ago. Yeah, I've only been on since March, but that was one of the big, when I interviewed, that was one of my big concerns, was like with a pure hosted player with no partner involved to handle the install, I was concerned about how well that would go for the customer. You know, how do you gather their requirements? How do you actually make sure it's deployed properly? And that was one thing I was assured about. And I met the deployment, the deployment director, the deployment managers. They're really a real project managers. They're not just a fly-by-night group. They have well-organized processes in place to make sure that there's customer sign-off along the way. There's a deployment plan for each site if a customer has multiple locations. So it really is a robust team, and they don't drop the ball. They get it done.
And I've been involved in some of those calls because I brought on a large opportunity, I think over 700 seats last month. So we do a kickoff call, and then every week there's a project management call. And then they're interacting with the customer pretty much on a daily basis. Because there's a lot of tweaking that has to happen, right, as you start to deploy.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Things have to be changed, so it's very, very tough.
Talk to us about your contact center.
Contact centers, another thing that really attracted me to 8x8 was the contact center, and that it's omni-channel. So we have, you can blend inbound and outbound agents, but you can also handle not only phone calls, but you can handle emails, chats, web callback. So a wide range of different interactions you can handle through a single platform, and that gives you the ability to run analytics across all those different channels. So now you can look at, if you're a sales organization or a marketing department inside a large organization, you can look at the effectiveness of your campaigns. You can look at the effectiveness of your staff planning in terms of how well your customer service is running. Maybe you launch a new product and you need to see, well, did we staff the support center appropriately for that new product launch? You have tools you can run that help you forecast and analyze all your contact center interactions. So it goes beyond just that simple, ACD, kind of play where you can actually get some business intelligence out of the platform.
And I think the way we differentiate ourselves from our competitors is we have a hosted PBX and a hosted contact center that will work together. A lot of our competitors will do one or the other. They have to bring in multiple vendors.
1 minute.
We're a
1
one-stop
minute.
shop. So we won a lot of business that way for that reason. We can do custom CRM integrations as well on the contact center side.
Who do you have APIs written to so far?
Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, Zoho, Zendesk, NetSuite.
Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar CRM. So it's a wide range of, and those are out of the box. There's no custom programming, no professional services involved. It's ability to configure the contact center application to talk directly to your Salesforce instance, just out of the box.